Have you ever wondered what truly happens when you step back and your presence fades from someone's world? It's a quiet journey, one that rarely makes it into conversation, but often lingers in the thoughts of those who experience it. Stepping back isn't just about creating distance, it's about allowing both sides to feel the space you once filled. It's about the subtle shifts, the realizations that unfold, and the way each moment of absence brings clarity to what was once overlooked. With each passing day, the absence speaks volumes. It highlights what may have been taken for granted, the comfort, the steadiness, the silent support you offered. And in this space, something powerful happens. While she begins to feel the weight of your absence, you discover a new strength within yourself. You start to see your own resilience, the calm confidence that was always there, but now has a chance to grow even deeper. In this video, we're diving into the stages of this journey, an unfolding process where her understanding shifts, her awareness grows, and perhaps most importantly, where you find new depths of self-assurance. Each pause, each silence becomes a powerful tool for self-discovery, rooting you in a resilience and inner strength that can only come from within. If you're curious about the impact of stepping away, the quiet strength it can build within you, and the profound effect it has on both of you, then keep watching. You'll see why sometimes your absence can speak louder than any words, and how that absence can become a catalyst for growth, clarity, and newfound respect. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss these insights and strategies. Let's get started on this journey. Stage 1. The shock of silence. It begins with a sudden, unexpected silence, a jarring void that she might not have seen coming. She might have expected you'd reach out, send a message, or maybe even try to smooth things over. After all, that's what often happens, right? But this time, there's nothing. Not a single word or gesture, just silence. A silence that speaks louder and more profoundly than any words could. At first, the quiet is disorienting. She picks up her phone, checks for notifications, rereads old messages, and replays past conversations in her mind. She wonders if this is some kind of test or a game, a way to make her come back first. She rationalizes, tries to brush it off, and tells herself it doesn't matter. But something inside her says otherwise. Because this silence, it's not just an absence, it's a statement. A deliberate, calm statement that says you've stepped back, that you've chosen not to react. As the silence stretches on, it becomes more than a pause. It's a mirror, reflecting back everything that's missing. The reassuring messages she once anticipated, the comfortable routine of your replies, the shared moments of connection, they're all gone. And their absence begins to feel like a weight pressing down on her. The quietness creates a space she didn't realize she would feel so sharply. And it's in this stillness that she starts to confront the impact of what's missing, a realization that's both unsettling and profound. Here's where the power of restraint, the essence of stoicism, comes in. Your silence embodies a strength that few recognize at first, the strength of self-control, of knowing when to hold back instead of reaching out. It's not a weakness, it's a demonstration of self-respect, of a calm resolve that doesn't waver based on her actions or her expectations. This silence isn't born out of malice or spite. It's rooted in a self-assuredness that stands firm, choosing inner peace over turmoil. As days pass, the initial confusion she felt turns into a different kind of awareness. In the void you left behind, she starts to feel your absence more acutely. She starts to understand that your silence is more than a temporary phase. It's a boundary, a clear line drawn out of respect for yourself. And as she sits with this realization, it dawns on her that losing you wasn't just a fleeting loss. It was the loss of something truly valuable and perhaps irreplaceable, a presence she may not easily find again. In the end, your silence has done more than words ever could. It's reminded her that sometimes the loudest statements come from a place of quiet, from a space of unspoken strength and inner confidence. By staying silent, you've created a powerful impact, showing her the depth of what she once had and what she's now missing. Stage 2. Rewinding the memories. As the silence deepens and becomes part of her reality, she begins to rewind the memories, playing them over in her mind like scenes from a familiar movie. Each shared laugh, every whispered conversation, every small, intimate moment comes rushing back. But this time, they're framed differently. These aren't just carefree recollections of the past. They're tinged with a bittersweet finality, an awareness that those moments are gone and cannot be reclaimed. Now she sees them with a clarity she didn't have before, realizing that each memory is woven with layers of meaning she once took for granted. This is where the Stoic philosophy of memento mori comes into play, a reminder that everything is temporary, that all things, including relationships, are finite. For her, this understanding comes like a quiet ache, a recognition that she might have missed something crucial while it was right in front of her. She reflects on the stability you brought, your calm presence, and your willingness to stay grounded even when things weren't easy. She recalls moments when your patience smoothed over misunderstandings, when your calmness softened the edges of her doubts, when your unwavering self-respect set the tone for everything you did. The memories that once felt light and simple now carry a weight, each one becoming a reminder of the qualities you held, qualities that aren't easily found or easily forgotten. She realizes that in you there was a rare kind of strength, one that didn't demand attention but spoke volumes through quiet actions. And as she replays these memories, she recognizes the rarity of what you offered: steadfastness, integrity, and a kind of emotional resilience that can't be faked or hurriedly replaced. For you, however, this phase is different. You're not trapped in the past or in the memories. Instead, you're embracing the lessons these memories hold and letting them serve as markers of your growth. Each recollection is a testament to what you brought to the relationship, not because you need validation, but because you can see the genuine qualities you offered. Your patience, your self-respect, your emotional strength, all of it remains with you, a foundation you continue to build on, independent of her recognition or lack thereof. In the silence and distance, you find room to focus on yourself, to redirect your energy from the past toward the future. This isn't about resentment or regret. It's about honoring what you learned and respecting the person you've become through this experience. With each step forward, you carry the wisdom you gained and continue moving, honoring the relationship not by clinging to it, but by embracing your own growth, knowing that who you are now is someone shaped by those experiences but no longer defined by them. Stage 3. Missing what she once overlooked. After the memories settle and fade into the background, what's left is the unmistakable void, a quiet, lingering emptiness that doesn't go away with time. This emptiness is different from the initial shock or the painful nostalgia. It's a steady, constant presence that subtly reminds her of what she lost, the stability, the calm, and the strength you brought into her life. Where once there was a foundation she could lean on, now there's only the faint echo of what used to be. And as much as she might try to ignore it or fill it with other distractions, she comes to realize that some things are simply irreplaceable. She might turn to friends, new interests, or even new relationships to fill the gaps, hoping that something or someone will occupy that space. But no matter what she tries, the emptiness remains, a quiet reminder that some connections are more than just shared moments. They're grounded in qualities that can't be easily replicated. This is where the Stoic concept of sympathia comes into play, a principle that emphasizes the unique depth found in genuine human connections, those rare bonds that extend beyond mere companionship and leave a lasting imprint. She starts to see what she once overlooked, that the connection you shared wasn't simply about being together. It was a bond built on mutual respect, honesty, and an unspoken understanding. Your strength, your integrity, and your sense of calm created a foundation she could rely on, a quiet stability she could trust. These weren't things she necessarily noticed at the time. They were just part of who you were. But now, in the absence of those qualities, she realizes how rare and valuable they truly were. It becomes clear to her that what she lost wasn't just a relationship but a sense of groundedness that she might not easily find again. For you, this phase is less about what she's missing and more about understanding your own worth in a new light. Sympathia reminds us that genuine connections have value, but that value doesn't define your self-worth. Your strength, patience, and self-respect weren't dependent on her recognition. They're qualities you hold within, qualities you carry with you as you move forward. You don't need her to acknowledge what she lost for you to recognize your own worth. Instead, you can take pride in having brought something meaningful to the relationship, knowing that you gave sincerely and with integrity. Now, as you look to the future, you're free to build new relationships based on mutual respect, trust, and understanding. You're able to continue growing, embracing connections with those who can recognize and appreciate what you bring without taking it for granted. This isn't about bitterness or regret. It's about honoring yourself and the journey you've been on. By staying true to your values and moving forward, you leave behind not just the emptiness, but the need for external validation. You're free to keep building a life grounded in the qualities that make you who you are, confident that the right connections will come naturally when they're rooted in mutual respect and shared understanding. Stage 4. When freedom feels like a burden. As time goes on, she begins to realize that the solitude she chose comes with an unexpected weight, one that doesn't bring the freedom she thought it would. In the beginning, the idea of independence seemed enticing, a chance to be on her own, to rediscover herself, to make choices unencumbered by anyone else. But what she hadn't anticipated was the emptiness that would settle in the spaces where you used to be. Where once your presence brought warmth, stability, and a quiet assurance, now there's a hollow coldness, a loneliness that lingers in the quiet moments she once enjoyed. This freedom she sought no longer feels like liberation. It starts to feel like isolation. She's beginning to understand that strength isn't just about standing alone, but about finding balance between independence and connection. True freedom, she realizes, doesn't come from shutting others out or denying vulnerability. It comes from having the courage to lean into the right relationships, to build connections that nurture and ground us. This awareness stirs a kind of discomfort, a longing for the stability you provided, a longing she didn't anticipate when she chose to walk away. For you, this phase is different. Stoic philosophy teaches that relationships, like roots, serve as grounding forces in our lives. They don't define us, but they support our growth, giving us a sense of belonging and a foundation upon which we can thrive. Just as a tree's roots anchor it during storms, the relationships we build can offer strength and stability without compromising our independence. For you, this isn't about waiting for her to come to terms with what she's lost. It's about recognizing the importance of those connections while continuing to grow and thrive independently, knowing that you can stand tall and strong on your own. You understand that your worth doesn't hinge on her understanding or recognition of it. Instead, your worth is a quiet, grounded self-respect that you carry within. It's the realization that your value isn't diminished by her absence, and that the qualities you brought to the relationship, your strength, patience, and integrity, remain with you, enriching your life as you move forward. This journey is about building on those inner qualities, nurturing the resilience that Stoicism has taught you, and embracing the freedom to grow within yourself. The void she feels is not a void you need to fill. It's a testament to what you once offered and a reminder of the depth of connection that is possible when both people bring mutual respect and genuine care. As you continue forward, you know that the right connections will naturally align with your values, and that those relationships will provide grounding and support without demanding that you compromise who you are. You've learned that true strength lies in the ability to hold space for others while maintaining your own sense of self-worth and independence. This understanding becomes your anchor, allowing you to pursue a life that's both grounded and free, a life where solitude and connection coexist in harmony. And as you stand firm in your own values, you find peace in knowing that you're not defined by anyone's perception, but by the self-respect you've cultivated within. Stage 5. Realizing your unwavering strength. Finally, it dawns on her. The quiet strength you carried all along, a calmness that she once mistook for indifference, but now recognizes as something far deeper. This wasn't a lack of feeling. It was a mastery over yourself, a peace that came from within. In Stoic philosophy, there's a concept called apatheia, the state of being free from disruptive emotions, not by suppressing them, but by understanding them and choosing not to be controlled by them. For the first time, she sees that your calm wasn't an absence of feeling, but a powerful demonstration of control, a strength that kept you centered even when things around you were turbulent. She recalls the moments when challenges arose, times when a less steady person might have reacted impulsively or defensively. But you didn't. You responded with a patience and restraint that now, in hindsight, appear remarkable. Where others might have been swayed by anger or frustration, you stood firm, rooted in a calm resolve. What she once overlooked as quietness or passivity, she now understands as self-respect, as a discipline that few people possess. Your strength was not about shutting down or withdrawing, but about creating a space for reflection, a space where emotions didn't dictate your actions. This realization leaves her with a newfound respect for you, one she may never have voiced, but that she feels deeply now. She sees how your calmness, your composure, and your restraint weren't signs of indifference. They were marks of a rare kind of inner strength. A strength that wasn't performative, that didn't seek recognition or approval, but existed simply because it was part of who you are. You embodied a kind of confidence that didn't need validation, a confidence rooted in self-mastery and a deep understanding of yourself. For you, this awareness doesn't change your path. Stoicism has taught you that true strength lies in self-mastery, not in impressing others or seeking external recognition, but in being unwavering in your values, regardless of who acknowledges them. You understand that apatheia is not about being detached or emotionless. It's about understanding the depths of your emotions while choosing how to respond, allowing you to live with intention rather than reactivity. Your calmness isn't a shield from feeling. It's a conscious choice to maintain your peace, even in the face of challenges. Now that she recognizes this strength in you, it might create a pull, a feeling that she could have learned from you, that perhaps she could grow in your presence. But for you, this realization isn't about being drawn back into what was. Instead, it serves as a powerful affirmation of the journey you've been on. It reinforces your commitment to a life grounded in patience, resilience, and integrity. You know that your value doesn't rest on whether or not others understand or appreciate your calm. It's enough that you know the work it takes to reach this place of self-mastery and the peace that comes with it. This phase isn't about letting someone else's recognition validate your worth. It's about standing even taller in your truth. You can continue to build a life rooted in this quiet strength, knowing that true resilience isn't about shutting others out or isolating yourself. It's about growing with a sense of purpose, creating connections that respect this grounded calm, and finding people who appreciate the depth and stability you bring. Your journey forward is one of continued growth, where each step reinforces the values you've chosen to live by. And in doing so, you honor the calm anchor you've become, shaping a life that reflects the mastery and peace you hold within. Stage 6, facing her own emptiness. Now she finds herself confronting a reflection she never anticipated, a mirror showing her own emptiness. It's a stark and unfiltered reality, one she didn't fully see or understand until your presence was gone. At first, she thought it was just loneliness, the natural sadness that comes with a loss. But gradually, she starts to see that this emptiness goes deeper. It's more than just the absence of a companion. It's the absence of the meaning and depth that you brought into her life, a void she cannot fill with surface-level distractions or fleeting interactions. She realizes that in many ways, she had relied on you to provide a sense of grounding, a sense of purpose she hadn't yet found within herself. Your presence, your calmness, and your integrity added layers of meaning to her world. Without that foundation, she feels unmoored, adrift in a sea of superficial connections and temporary pleasures that offer no real substance. What she's left with is a hollow feeling, a space that once held genuine connection, now filled with the unsettling awareness of what's missing. This is where the Stoic principle of oikeiosis comes in, a philosophy centered on cultivating one's own inner worth and value. The Stoics believe that true fulfillment doesn't come from external validation or from clinging to others, but from building a strong internal foundation, a sense of purpose and self-respect that doesn't waver even when circumstances change. She begins to see that her reliance on your presence was, in some ways, a way of filling a void within herself. And now, as she faces this emptiness alone, she realizes that the true work lies within. While she may now understand what she took for granted in you, you've moved beyond the need for her acknowledgement or validation. You don't need her to recognize your worth for you to feel complete. Your sense of self has been built on your own values, on the principles you live by, and on a life of purpose that isn't reliant on others to feel whole. Your journey has always been about cultivating an inner strength and self-respect that no one else can take from you. For you, this phase isn't about looking back or waiting for her realization to give you a sense of closure. Instead, it's an affirmation that your focus remains forward, grounded in a commitment to growth and self-discovery. You continue to nurture your purpose, investing in meaningful connections with people who value the depth and integrity you bring. With each day, you deepen your own sense of worth, understanding that the life you're building doesn't need to be validated by anyone's recognition but your own. The emptiness she feels is a reflection of her journey, one she must face and resolve on her own. Your path, on the other hand, is one of continued purpose and resilience. You've chosen a life built on inner strength, on values that aren't shaken by circumstances or by who comes and goes. By embracing the principle of oikiosis, you're not merely surviving the absence, you're thriving, growing stronger, and creating a life filled with connections that resonate with the values you hold dear. As you look to the future, you're free from the need for external validation. The relationships you nurture are those that honor your growth, that celebrate your self-respect, and that recognize the true depth of what you offer. And in this continued journey, you find a peace and fulfillment that aren't dependent on anyone else, but come from the strength you've built within. This isn't just moving on, it's moving forward with purpose, embracing a life that reflects the unwavering self-worth and integrity you carry within. Stage 7. Envying your peace of mind. With time, she begins to notice something that she hadn't quite grasped before: the unshakable peace of mind you've cultivated, a steady calm that only seems to grow with each passing day. It's not the kind of peace that comes from simply moving on. It's a deeper tranquility, built slowly through resilience and self-discovery. And while she wrestles with her own lingering doubts and regrets, she finds herself unsettled by your quiet strength, a calm confidence that feels increasingly out of reach for her. As she struggles with the emptiness in her own life, she recognizes that this peace you carry isn't something easily found or casually achieved. It's earned, developed through self-mastery and an unwavering commitment to your values. You didn't find contentment in external validation or fleeting distractions. Instead, you created it within yourself, embracing a journey that demanded patience, reflection, and a willingness to face your own insecurities. Now, that internal harmony radiates from you, a visible assurance that isn't swayed by the opinions or approval of others. For her, watching this unfold can be difficult. She realizes now that true peace doesn't come from external sources, but from an inner strength that requires dedication to build. Where she once took that calmness in you for granted, she now sees it as a rare quality, one that she wishes she could access, but doesn't quite know how to cultivate. Your resilience, your ability to stand firmly rooted in your own worth, contrasts sharply with the uncertainty she feels in her own life. For you, this phase isn't about flaunting your peace or trying to prove a point. It's simply the natural result of having done the inner work, of having embraced the Stoic philosophy that true freedom and fulfillment come from within. You're no longer compelled to defend yourself, explain your choices, or seek validation from anyone. Your peace speaks for itself, grounded in the knowledge that your worth isn't dependent on anyone else's understanding or approval. You're free from the need to justify who you are or what you offer, because you've already defined those things for yourself. This is the essence of what the Stoics teach, that true freedom comes from within, a state of mind where you are no longer tethered to the need for external approval to feel complete. You've developed a self-respect that remains untouched by circumstances, one that doesn't bend to the opinions of others. Your peace of mind isn't a mask or a front, It's a reflection of the genuine contentment you've built by aligning your life with your values and embracing a path of intentional growth. As she continues to observe your calm, she may feel a sense of envy, a longing for that same inner stability. She's beginning to see that the contentment she once believed could be found in external accomplishments or relationships is, in fact, something that can only be created within. And while she grapples with this realization, you move forward, unburdened by the need for validation, free to pursue a life grounded in purpose and clarity. In this phase of your journey, you're focused on nurturing relationships that respect your values, on deepening connections with people who see and appreciate the qualities you bring without needing you to prove yourself. Your peace isn't a destination, but a way of being, a freedom that comes from knowing that you are enough, that you don't need anyone's approval to feel whole. This self-assurance allows you to continue growing, to face life with a calm resilience that isn't swayed by the transient opinions or judgments of others. And in this place of peace, you find a new kind of fulfillment, one that's richer and more lasting because it's rooted within. You're free to live authentically, with a confidence that doesn't demand validation but simply exists, grounded in the knowledge of your own worth. This is the true freedom that the Stoics speak of, a life lived with purpose, peace, and the unwavering assurance that you don't need anyone else to complete you. Stage 8. Reflecting on the journey. As we reach the end of this journey together, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've walked through. From the shock of silence to the realization of your inner strength, we've explored the powerful impact that distance and absence can have on both sides of a relationship. In stepping back, you haven't simply created a void. You've given yourself space to refocus, to reconnect with your own growth and resilience. This journey has been as much about transformation for you as it has been about creating awareness in her. By choosing to pause and reflect, you've embraced an opportunity to build a strength that isn't reliant on anyone's perception, but is rooted deeply within. Throughout this process, the Stoic principles we've discussed have served as a guide, teaching that calm restraint and self-mastery are the true measures of strength. This journey wasn't about making someone miss you or proving a point. It's about the calm that comes from knowing who you are, regardless of whether others recognize it. In stepping back, you're able to see yourself more clearly, to understand your own values, and to cultivate a peace that isn't shaken by someone's presence or absence. By creating this space, you give both sides room to understand what is truly valuable and irreplaceable. It's not about forcing a realization, but about allowing it to emerge naturally through silence and reflection. When you choose calm over chaos, restraint over reaction, you set a powerful example of what it means to be grounded and secure. You've learned that true strength isn't about grand gestures or seeking validation. It's a quiet, unshakable confidence rooted in a firm belief in yourself. This journey has been about so much more than loss. It's been a rediscovery of what you bring to a relationship, of the depth of your own self-worth. As you reflect, you can see how each stage served as a mirror, revealing qualities you may not have fully recognized in yourself: resilience, patience, integrity, and a strength that can stand firm even in solitude. You've come to understand that your value remains constant, untouched by anyone's perception of you, defined solely by the respect you have for yourself. In embracing solitude, you found strength not in external reassurances, but in the quiet assurance that you are enough as you are. You've demonstrated that there's power in stepping back, in being grounded, and in allowing others to come to their own understanding. This is a journey not of bitterness or regret, but of rediscovery and growth, a journey where you've learned to nurture your own self-respect and to stand firmly in your own truth. And as you move forward, remember that this process of stepping back, of reflecting, and of grounding yourself isn't just a temporary measure. It's a way of life, a commitment to honoring your worth and staying true to your values. Whether or not others recognize your strength, you have found it within yourself, and that's where it will continue to grow. This journey has shown you that your peace, your calm, and your self-respect are not contingent on anyone else. They are constants, deeply rooted within you. So as you continue forward, take with you the knowledge that you are whole, that your worth is unwavering, and that true strength often speaks the loudest in silence. This is the power of being grounded, of finding fulfillment in solitude, and of knowing that your journey and the calm that now accompanies it is a testament to your own self-mastery. Embrace this peace and let it guide you in all that lies ahead. Stage 9. Invitation to engage and reflect. If today's video resonated with you, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the parts of this journey that spoke to you the most. Maybe it was the quiet realization of your own inner strength, a strength that doesn't need validation but simply exists, grounded and unshakable. Or perhaps it was the lesson in how silence, when used with intention, can speak louder than any words, creating space for both understanding and growth. Or maybe what stood out to you was the reminder to cultivate a peace that comes from within, a peace that remains steady no matter the external circumstances. Each of us is on our own journey, and these moments of reflection are powerful tools to help us become more aligned with who we truly are. By examining the lessons that resonated with us, we allow ourselves to grow, to refine our own values, and to build a life grounded in self-respect and purpose. So, I'd love to hear your insights in the comments below. Share the part of this journey that resonated most deeply with you, or tell me about an experience of your own that has helped you build inner strength and peace. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know. Your support means a lot, and it helps this message reach others who might benefit from it. And if you're new here, consider subscribing and turning on notifications, so you're the first to know when new content drops. We're building a community here focused on growth, resilience, and living with purpose, and I'd be honored to have you as part of it. Before you go, be sure to check out the recommended videos on the screen. These videos dive deeper into topics of personal growth, Stoic wisdom, and the transformative power of stepping back to find clarity. Whether you're looking to strengthen your inner calm, develop a more resilient mindset, or simply understand yourself on a deeper level, these resources can help guide you on your journey. Thank you for being here and for investing time in your own personal development. Remember, this journey isn't about perfection. It's about progress, self-discovery, and learning to find strength in both the quiet and the challenges. So until next time, keep building that inner resilience, keep embracing the power of calm, and keep living with purpose. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. As we close this journey together, take a moment to think about the quiet strength you carry within you, the kind of strength that thrives not on validation, but on self-respect, resilience, and calm. This journey isn't just about how others come to value you in your absence. It's about recognizing your own worth, regardless of who's there to see it. Reflect on the parts of this video that resonated most. Was it the power of silence, the realization of your inner strength, or the reminder that true stability begins within? Whatever spoke to you, hold on to it as a guiding force in your own path forward. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What stage or insight impacted you most? Your story could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if today's video brought you value, go ahead and give it a thumbs up to let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a new video. Before you go, check out the recommended videos on your screen for more on personal growth, stoicism, and the power of stepping back. Until next time, remember, the quiet strength within you is more powerful than any words. Keep building it and live each day with purpose. See you in the next video.